Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're interested in vocal technique, pick up my ebook called Becoming a Natural Singer, or if you want one-on-one help, book a lesson through my website or drop me an email, links in the description. So I wanted to talk about what in the vocal technique communities people refer to as the baritone curse, because sometimes a singer comes along who makes you reassess whether this is a blessing or a curse. Singers like a Matt Corby or a Phil Wickham or an Alan Stone, these guys embrace what they have and make the absolute best of it. Also Ryan Adams as well. I came across a new baritone recently, young guy, younger than the people I've mentioned, who has a great style, a great voice, and is a baritone, a guy called Tamino. Check him out on YouTube. Just type Tamino Acoustic Live or Tamino Live. You'll find loads of stuff. He has, quote unquote, the baritone curse. Now, one thing I've noticed about these great baritones, and I think one thing that I need to highlight to learning singers, if you feel like you've got the baritone curse, or you're a guy that hasn't got a Bruno Mars or a Jason Mraz type tenor range, is you have to come at this from a little bit of a different perspective. The thing that all these singers master more than anything else is closure, because really that's where they are best, that's where they're strongest. I want to really specifically focus on this. If you think about a singer like Ryan Adams, he's probably the best example of a singer that really is not concerned with range, but is wholly concerned with closure adjustment. Go listen to him sing live, go listen to the records. You will hear subtlety in that closure that is very rare. It's not something that's typical. And the thing about the baritone voice is there is more grey area in the closure, that we've got more access to grey zone than the lighter voice types, simply because we've got fatter vocal folds. And what that means is the grey zone between E and E, the grey zone between those sounds is larger. And you can hear this a lot. You listen to Matt Corby, how he goes gentle in the verses and then leans in, things like this. You listen to Alan Stone do the same thing. You listen to Tamino do the same thing. All of them, one way or another, whether they realise this or not, have ended up prioritising closure over range, because that is where the baritone voice is strongest, and that's where it can truly stand out over the other voice types, particularly over ladies and particularly over higher male voices. They just don't have those thick vocal cords. They've got no mass to lean into, shall we say. So the broader point of this comment here is to just say that you have to embrace genetics in your equation of the singer you want to become. Sometimes we'll get male students email me and say, I want to sing like Mariah Carey. Can you fix this? And it's like, no, really I can't, in all honesty. There's no way for me to fix that, because you're asking me to change genetics, not to fix the voice. A great singer is a marriage of genetics and skill. And whatever voice type you've been given, you have to learn to embrace it. The best way to do it is to find great singers with your voice type, like the ones I've mentioned if you're a baritone, or if you do have a higher voice, go listen to Jason Mraz. If you've got no bottom end on there, if you feel like, man, why is my voice so thin and so weak? That's typically what tenors come to me and say. They're like, there's no bottom end in my voice, what's wrong? Fix it. It's like, well, you're not going to sound like Tom Jones. You're not going to sound like these other singers who have fat vocal folds. You've got to embrace your genetics. So each type of voice has their strength. And I would say tenors are strong in terms of the easy high range, specifically through the second bridge, being able to sustain there, over and over again for a whole set, rather than having to pick your spots more, which is what the lower voice types have to do. They don't have the grey zone in the closure. They can master closure, but in the end, it's not going to have that lovely wide spectrum of thick darkness, richness, and heady tones that can be kind of leaned in and out of very easily and very obviously. I guess that's the thing, is it's more obvious audibly when a baritone is leaning in and out of closure. You just hear it. There's something about the quality that changes more drastically than the lighter voice types, and even more so for the bass voice. So, in summary, I just really wanted to make this to reconcile some of my own demons in terms of the voice I was given and the voice that I want, and put an olive branch out there to other guys who think, I can't sing high, I worked at my voice, I've got head voice, I got release, but, I'm still not got those, high E's, high F's like Bruno. Well, maybe you're never going to have them. And maybe you can find something else. Maybe there's some other part of singing that you can master that will help you stand out. Another way to think of it as this is Matt Corby, Phil Wickham, Alan Stone, Tamino. Are these guys thinking, man, I won't bother singing, I can't sing high. I haven't got it. There's no point. No. They married their love of music, their love of singing, with their genetics, and they found something that helps them to stand out. And what makes them stand out is embracing their genetics and combining that with a very high level of skill that's developed over time. Those two things will make you stand out, but if you ignore one, it is at your peril. You will never stand out as a singer if you ignore technique and developing skill, or if you ignore your genetics and what type of voice do you have. There's no way around that. Your vocal cords are a specific length, they're a specific thickness, and at some point you have to embrace a part of that, wherever you're at. Anyway, guys, hopefully this has made you embrace being a baritone rather than repel against it or rebel against it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this topic. Check out Tamino. I'm a big fan of this guy. He's young and he's got exactly the type of new sound that I've been looking for quite a while. Very reminiscent of those singers from the 90s and early 2000s like Jimmy Necco and like Jeff Buckley. Is not afraid to stand out, to sound dark, to sound conflicting, however you want to describe it, just to stand out and be heard as a unique sound and not have to fit into a happy upbeat kind of music that everybody associates with pop these days. Give this video a thumbs up, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.